रेकी वन नाबू हमारा नाम है विनोद लाल फैंटम रेडियो फीजी 2 हम लोग बहुत लाइक करता हुआ ये सुनता है
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन.
Good morning, Fiji. In this bulletin, PM sets record straight. FDB nets Green Climate Project funding. And ACCF has paid $14 million in compensation.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
The Ministry of Ethioke Affairs has given 66 yacht permits to enter Fiji waters since the Blue Lane initiative began in June. This was confirmed by Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama during a talk show, Nanonda Parai Minister on Radio Fiji 1, after some maritime communities banned these yachts from entering their fishing grounds. As Sainian Mboila reports, Bainimarama has assured these yachts are safe as they were cleared by relevant authorities.
No longer will you have to wait until
Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama has cleared the air regarding the movement of overseas yachts in our waters, saying all protocols have been followed under the Blue Lane initiative.
Before the permit was given by the Ethioke Affairs, the Customs and the Ministry of Health works on the clearance and the OK of these yachts. For once they are given the permit, they will then be able to sail across our waters and our fishing ground, and no one can stop them.
Bainimarama says yachts are only allowed to enter rural communities if they are given the permit from the Ethioke Affairs Ministry.
For people living in the rural and maritime communities, I want to confirm that all yachts seen around your waters have their permits and they have all undergone the relevant COVID-19 check protocols.
Minister for Health Dr. Iferemi Wagenambete says there is a multi-government agency committee that looks after vessels and yachts that enters our waters and ensures that they are COVID-19 safe before being issued a permit.
The applications and make sure that they are vetted, including the COVID-safe requirements that are needed. And that is all understood. As you're also aware that these vessels have indications by which radar system can be able to identify when they're, when they've left wherever they're coming from and heading into Fiji.
The government, together with the Health Ministry, is working to ensure that we contain the spread of the disease, at the same time revitalize our economy. Sainian Mboila, FBC News.
1,000 residents of Overlau are 100% dependent on diesel generators. However, soon this will be cut by more than half, bringing dependence on diesel generators down to 57%. This as the Green Climate Fund has granted US $5 million to the Korea International Cooperation Agency to carry out the agrophotovoltaic program on the island of Overlau. The program combines solar power generation with agriculture as part of the government's drive to fight climate change and to switch fully to renewable power sources by 2035. Kritika Kumar reports.
The project consists of 2 stages: building and managing solar power plants on Overlau and providing technical support for steps to strengthen agricultural productivity at the plant site.
The Fiji APV project is a history maker in more ways than one. It is the first ever FDB GCF project, the first ever APV project approved by GCF, the first ever mitigation-centric GCF project for Fiji.
The GCF approved funds will be used for the first stage of the program, which is monitored by the Fiji Development Bank.
The Green Climate Fund is the single largest source of multilateral climate finance in the world, with a total funding capacity of over US $10.3 billion.
The new FDB board chair highlighted that the project will also provide a more reliable source of electricity and improve Fiji's agricultural capacity.
This investment is a paradigm shift to low emission and clean energy, but also to climate resilient agriculture.
This project holds special importance for women and young people who have the chance to learn new farming techniques, creating jobs in the agriculture sector at a time when we badly need those jobs. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
The Accident Compensation Commission has paid out almost $14 million to victims and families of motor vehicle, employment and school accidents over the past 2 years. Chief Executive Parvez Akbar says the government no-fault compensation scheme came into effect in 2018 and the initiative continues despite our economic difficulties. Since Fiji's first COVID-19 case in March, the ACCF has so far paid out $5.7 million in compensation.
Most of the payments have been for motor vehicle accidents. The official death toll for this year is about 20. And that's compared to, say, 32 you'll see there. So this time last year. So we are doing better. And some of that is probably because of the lockdowns that we've had and so on.
Fijians are being urged to clean up their surroundings following the rise in dengue fever and leptospirosis cases. There have been over 4,000 reported cases of the two illnesses, with 14 deaths to date. Health Minister Dr. Ifiremi Wanganabete says health officials are working closely with district officers, community workers and government agencies to ensure their surroundings are clean. A majority of the cases are from the Suva, Namosi, Rewa and Tailevu areas.
What needs to be done at a home level in terms of, keeping our environment clean, making sure that the drains are not blocked, also making sure that all crucibles that may hold water are being overturned, and also making sure that we have, adequate sanitation.
A chartered Nauruan airline that flew in yesterday delivered essential medical supplies to Fiji, such as protective personnel equipment supplied through the Pacific Humanitarian Pathway on COVID-19. After delivering the crucial supplies, the plane departed again to distribute medical equipment to other Pacific islands. The delivery of critical supplies was part of the U.S. government's $5 million support to the World Food Programme's logistics operation in the Pacific, a response to COVID-19 and other humanitarian crises in Fiji and throughout the Pacific.
Fiji's been part of that. And we've also, besides the ventilators, we've also helped contribute towards GeneX cartridges to test for COVID, as well as PPE.
Australian High Commissioner to Fiji, John Feeks, last night organised a Thanksgiving ceremony to the 54 military personnel who flew over to Australia earlier this year, helping in bushfire-ravaged areas. Feeks said the event also marked the 6-month anniversary of their return. Feeks acknowledged the Fijian government for the deployment of the Bulla Force, which demonstrates the true spirit of the Vuvale partnership.
Well, it commits us to work in a number of areas, but it commits, I think the most important aspect of it is it commits Australia and Fiji to work together as equal partners, to deal with each other with respect, and underpinning the agreement is the view that we both share that challenges are best faced with friends, and so it commits us to tackle those challenges together. We are strong together.
Meanwhile, the bushfire killed 33 people, destroyed over 3,000 homes, and caused unimaginable loss of wildlife, along with Australian economies devastated in the blink of an eye. Up ahead, Mbati coaches announced for World Cup, and bright future for futsal in Lami.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
New Fiji Mbati head coach Joe Rambele will be assisted by Kaiviti Silktails coach Wes Naingama for the 2021 Rugby League World Cup. The FNRL announced Rambele as the new coach following Brandon Costin's resignation. Costin's last official day as Mbati head coach is tomorrow, and the FNRL board has also named 2 more coaches to assist Rambele and Naingama for the World Cup.
Joe Sakuru is currently coaching the Canterbury Bulldogs under 18. That is competing in the New South Wales Rugby League SG Ball competition. And our strength and conditioning coach is Steve Driscoll, who is currently the strength and conditioning coach for Sydney Roosters. He's also the acting CEO for Silktails.
The Nandi football team wants to continue their Vodafone Premier League game on a winning note when they take on Navor this Sunday at Prince Charles Park. The Siders reset their focus following the Punja's BOG tournament and the futsal competition in Suva. Nandi has been working on a number of areas as they try and lift their performance this weekend. Yesterday, the side were without the futsal players and also goalkeeper Vereti Dixon and defender Afraz Ali as they have joined the national camp.
I think it is more pressure playing at home, but Navwa is really improving, and I think they are playing good possession football. So it will be a tough match, but we will try our best.
Nandi will host Navor at Prince Charles Park on Sunday at 3 p.m. Fitness is a growing concern for Suva as they continue to defend their Skipper Cup title. Despite starting their campaign with a loss, the capital side has so far won 4 games out of 5. Like any other team in the competition, Suva will be out for top honours again this year. Suva team manager Nemani Tuifangalele says the win against Naita Asiri over the weekend has laid a platform for Suva to finish on top again this year.
I think the fitness is taking toll on the Suva boys. We're building on from the last 2 games, and I think this is another platform to go on to the next few games that we have.
The future of futsal in Lami looks bright, according to their coach Imtiaz Khan. Lami featured in their first ever futsal IDC over the weekend and reached the final, only to go down to Suva 2-3. Even though the Lami Football Association is going through some challenging times, their futsal side has restored some pride for the district.
Oh, it won't end because I would say in futsal category, Lami is one of the best organized league they do. Yes, they have very less football players as you compare with the national sides. Now they all play for Suva, Rewa and Nasinu and stuff. So Lami doesn't have any football players. That's why we bought players from outside. But locally, I would say they are one of the best organized league they have in under Fiji football umbrella.
Quick look at the weather map for today. It is Tuesday, the 25th of August. Expect cloudy periods with some showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. Fine apart from isolated afternoon and evening showers elsewhere. Cool at night. And that is your FBC Morning News. Join us at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. Remember, in times of crisis, you need factual news that you can trust. Stop believing fake news about the COVID-19 on social media. Fight misinformation by getting only the facts about the coronavirus from verified news sources like FBC's TV, radio and digital media news. www.fbcnews.com.fj. Keeping Fijians connected with the truth.
Nevan go merere telawa, go ngai tavua. Ando talita kana vararonga na Radio Fiji 1 nando maiviti.
Radio Fiji 1 nando maiviti.